This is our last section, our last part of section 2.1 finally. Seems like it's taken a week to get through this one section, but that's okay. All right, they give you a formula. They give you I equals P. Yeah, they use a lowercase. Sometimes they use upper, but I'll do it like they do it. I equals PRT. Now, what this stands for is I stands for interest, P stands for principal, okay, R is rate, and T is time. Have you studied that stuff somewhere else? Okay, good. Maybe in economics or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? Well, let's take a look. I know you don't have your book with you, but this is on the bottom of page 87. Okay, if you want to follow along, like if you went home or something, you're like, where do you get that from? It's on page 87 at the bottom. It says LaQuanda Nelson. That's her name. LaQuanda. Okay. Plans to spend. Okay, so she wants to spend $52.40. 5,000. Okay, let's pay attention now. $52.40 for new furniture. She will pay it off in 11 months. Pay it off. So I'm not going to write down every little word, but I'll just do this. Pay it off in 11 months. Okay. At an annual interest rate of 9.5%. Okay, so interest rate at 9.5%. Okay. How much interest will she pay? I'll put interest equals question mark, okay, because that's what we're trying to find out. All right, the thing about this, we're trying to find the interest. Now look, here's a formula that we have, isn't there? And really, which one of these is interest? Now this is interest rate and this is interest. What's the difference between the interest rate up here? Which one up here? Which letter? Interest rate is I. What is R then? What's R then? R is the rate, right? Okay. Look, interest rate is 9.5%. Which one of these numbers is a percentage? The rate. Rate is a percent. Okay? So the interest rate is 9%. That, I'll tell you what, we'll put, that's our R. Okay? The interest, which one of these up here is the interest? The I. Okay? She's going to pay it off in 11 months. What is that up here? It's time. And she's going to spend $5,240. This is how much money, right, she wants to spend on this. And that's your what? That's your principal. That's right. Principal can mean a couple things. A lot of times they talk about saving money in the bank, right? You get interest rate, don't you? When you save money in the bank. How much money you put into the bank would be your principal. Does that make sense? So the principal is how much money you're investing or how much money you're borrowing, right? You could have interest rate with borrowing, or you're going to spend money, right? You go to the store, you want to spend a certain amount of money, you got this much money to spend. Now, does that mean that the thing actually costs $5,240? Okay, what is she buying anyway? Oh, furniture, okay. I thought it just said a couch, but that's a big fluffy couch, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, she's buying a bunch of furniture, okay? So she's spending $5,240, and but does that mean that's what it cost? Yes, no, I just hear grunts. What is it? No? What? Tell me, is it going to cost, does the furniture cost more than $5,240 or less? The actual cost of the furniture. She goes to the store and she says, tell me how much all this stuff costs, and he says, it cost you, is he going to say it costs $5,240? Talk to me, come on. Okay, so answer my question. My question is, well, my question was, if I remember right, what was my question? My question was, is she spending more for the furniture or less for the furniture? Okay, she's spending more, so the cost of the furniture is going to be, the cost of the furniture is higher than what she spends. That means they're giving her money. Right? So the cost of the furniture is going to be less than what she's actually spending. So what's that extra money? What's up with the extra money? That's interest. That's right. Now, why in the world would she spend more on the furniture than it really cost. What would a possible reason for that be? Paying off in a certain amount of time, so she doesn't have to go to the store that day and plop down a certain amount of money to pay for the furniture, right? She's got how long to pay for it? According to this, 11 months, okay? So she's got 11 months to pay for it. And that's what the American way is, isn't it? It shouldn't be. All right, it's a shame it's that way, but that's what it is. People want it now, and they don't want to pay for it now. So what do? They pay more money than what it really cost. If you just laid it out like that, that just seems insane, doesn't it? That people would do that, pay more money than the actual thing really cost. Because what we should be about saving money, shouldn't we? All right, but what do we like to do? And I say we because myself and my family included, all right? You like to have it right now, and you're like, well, I don't have to pay for it. Oh, I don't have to pay for it until December? That's awesome. Okay, well, yeah, let's take it. Take it home. Nothing came out of your pocket, and you're like, yeah, that's cool. But it catches up with you, doesn't it? Right. All right, so anyway, let's see what you want to do. Look, everything's already given to you except for this. So it couldn't be any easier, could it? So we're trying to find interest, which is I. And what's that equal to? PRT. What's P? Yes, because that's how much money she's going to spend. Okay, $5,240. Okay, what's the rate? 9.5%. But we don't put it in 9.5%. If I'm going to, what do? Percent, we move it. Cent is twice, right? Cent is century. It's 100, right? So 2 zeros, right? So we move it 2 places. We move it to the left once and to the left twice. So what's that going to give you? Point, not 0, 0.
0.95.
Right, so you move it once, move it twice, stick 1 0 in there, right? There's your decimal, 0.095. Okay? What about the time, though? Just put 11 in here? This is 11 what? Months. When we talk about time for these things, time is always written in seconds? Time. This is not physics. With principal and rate and stuff like that, it's in years. Okay, it's an annual. I should have put this on here. It's an annual interest rate. What does that mean? Every year. Okay, so time is in years. So this is 11 months. That's not quite a year. So how would I write that? Over 12. Very good. Okay, it's 11 months out of 12 months. That's what fraction of the year. Do you follow me on that? It's almost 1, isn't it? It's pretty close, but it's not quite. So now I plug all that stuff into my calculator and see what we get. So I get 5240. Anybody do it yet? 5240 times 0.095 times 11 over 12. What'd you get? 456?
Yeah.
Okay. 456.32. Right, if we round it. Now, they don't tell you how many places to round it, but it should be how many? Why 2? Because what did we just find? Money, right. Okay, it's in cents, right? So we go down to cents. Does that make sense? S-E-N-S-E? Yeah, it does. All right. So what did we just find right there? What's up with that number? That's what? Well, that's my answer. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. That's my answer. That's the interest that she paid on that furniture. She paid this much extra money for her furniture than her furniture really cost. So what if I asked you what the cost of the furniture was? The original cost. Original. What's that? Yeah. So, well, she spent this. She actually spent that much money.
Wouldn't you add the interest that we found to the original total she spent?
No. This is how much she actually spent. This includes the interest. This includes how much she spent on interest. This is the total cost of the furniture. It's the original price of the furniture, what? Plus how much, right, you would subtract this from what? The 5240. So 5240, I'll put 0.00 minus what? 456.32, and what do you get? That's an 8. That's a 6, right? What is it? 4783. Okay. So that's what the cost of the furniture actually was. Okay, so the cost of the furniture was 4783, and the lady's thinking, "Oh yeah, 4783, I could deal with that." But then what does she end up paying? And the guy's like, "Oh, you don't have 4783? Hey, I'll tell you what. You can pay it in 11 months." And so she says, "Okay, I'll get it in 11 months. That sounds good. I don't have to pay anything now." No, don't pay anything now. Just in 11 months, in December, whatever, then you have to have it paid for. She's like, "Okay." But then she ends up spending, okay, over $450 more just because she wanted it a year earlier. But maybe she needed it, I don't know. Okay? And maybe she was frugal. Maybe she put away, enough every month to pay for it at the end. But still, okay, you're still paying close to $500 more than what the thing really cost. All right? Wouldn't it be better to pay $47.83 than it would be $52.40? So what would be a better thing to do? You know what you could have done in that 11 months right there? Yeah. How about this? How about instead of paying all that extra, why not wait a year to get it, right? Maybe put on layaway or something if they let you do that. Stick some money in the bank for 11 months. Now you wouldn't make a ton of money, but guess what? You would actually make more money, right? You would actually make money in interest than you would paying money in interest. So you could actually spend less than this, right? If you just put some money away and let it sit for a while, and then you could get a bargain. But that takes what? What did we talk about in small groups the other day? It takes discipline, doesn't it? All right? Everybody wants it what? Now. Americans want it now, okay? But if you can delay, watch. So now is not good. Delay the satisfaction. Okay? Sat is faction. Just wait a year. Okay? That's the point. Plan a little bit. Now look, am I telling you this stuff because my wife and I do all this? No. Believe me. You don't want to even hear the problems we have with credit cards and stuff like that. We just made dumb decisions when we were younger, and it's catching up with us, and and now we got to pay all this extra money that we probably shouldn't have. If we would have just delayed the satisfaction, okay, just waited. I tell you, wouldn't it be much more satisfying to spend this, or even less than that, than spending this right here? Yeah. Okay, build it yourself. Okay, well, not everybody can do that, but everybody can delay a little bit. Okay, just wait. Just because you want it right now, just wait. Save the money. Put the money away. All right, even if you don't put it in a bank, figure out. Okay, I really would like this furniture. Okay, let's give it a year and let's put away. Okay, so what do? You just take the cost of the furniture. Do that for me. Take that and do what? If I want to get it in a year, let's not say 11 months. Just say a year. I would take the original cost of the furniture and do what to it? Divide it by 12. Okay, and that'll tell you how much you have to save every year. What is it? $398. Okay, so $400. Now that sounds like a lot, right? And it is a lot of money. But if you save that every month, guess what? In that year you can pay cash for it, and guess what you just did? You saved almost $500. Okay, by just delaying it, just delaying the satisfaction. All right. That's another. I mean, I got a whole speech on credit cards and stuff like that. Okay, you know what they're going to be doing in college? If you go to first day of college, I'm telling you, I promise you, they have like orientation and stuff like that. You'll go up and people want you to join this group, that group, fraternities, sororities, blah blah blah, all these things, right? Join this Bible club, join this Satan club, join this other club. I mean, I'm serious. All those, they're going to have tables all lined up, but you know what else? You know who else is there? Credit card companies, okay? And they're going to say, I got this free pom-pom for you, school spirit, okay? Or I got this free blanket. It's a UD, let's say we're going to Delaware. So here's a UD blanket. This is awesome, or whatever. Or here's a mug, I'm serious. All you got to do, it's not going to cost you anything. All you got to do is fill out this paperwork, just sign this credit, this information. You don't have to spend it. You don't have to use it. Just sign up for it, and they'll throw this at you. You're going to need to start you have to start building credit anyway, so you might as well start now. But you know what? Those annual percentage rates for your credit card are way more than 9.5%. You're talking 25, 30%. Okay, think about that. Think of, instead of 0.095, do that for fun. We'll compare the numbers. Instead of 0.095, let's say 25%. What would that be as a decimal? Point what? 25. Calculator, do it. Quick. 5240 times 0.25 times 11 over 12. 1200 what? 1200.83. Look at that. Look at the interest rate difference. This was 9.5. This is how much you would pay for 9.5% interest. Okay? This is what you would pay on your college credit card. Okay, $1,200. And that's only less than a year, right? You're paying that much extra. I mean, how much is it? 744. Okay, so it's a difference. You're spending $744 more because of your percentage went from 9.5 to 25%. And this is not an exaggeration. I mean, that's interest rates for college credit cards. Okay, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a huge scam. I mean, they are making tons of money, and they are sucking you dry. And college students don't have money to be sucked dry. They're usually sucking their parents dry is what they're doing. Okay, so when you walk by those tables, say no, thank you. All right, don't even do that. Don't even get near them. Okay, they're vultures. They are. They don't care about you. Yep. All right, so that's right. Tell them that. You tell them. Tell them my name, all right? Because I'm telling you, I'm speaking from experience, because my wife and I we did not make the right decisions when it came to credit cards, okay? And I'm talking from negative experience. I wish I was talking from positive experience, but I'm not. And we're trying to make it right now, but we dug a hole, and we're trying to get out of a hole. And I tell you what, that's the American story right there. I'm telling you, it is the American story that people are in a hole, in a debt hole, and trying to dig themselves out of it. Don't put yourself in the hole to begin with. All right, but you don't have to be. Not everybody is. Not everybody is. Okay. The thing is, you can avoid it. You can avoid it. Okay. Enough talk about that. That's my little interest rate speech. Now, with that said, let's do this. Let's take a look. We got a few minutes here. Let's take a look at one of the problems on this. Let's do 13. Look, here's another interest rate formula. But look, let's pay attention now. Look at 13. This is another interest rate formula. It's kind of crazy looking. It's not all interest rate here, but this is what we're gonna do. Actually, let's not do that one. That's too easy, because that's just plug and chug. That's just plugging stuff in. Find B. 16. I was. So if you need a little pep talk, go to it. And let's do 15. Okay, let's do 15. Here, they give you a different interest rate problem. I've never seen this equation, but that's okay. It's 2PF. And I have no idea what this stuff stands for, but they tell you all this stuff, so it really doesn't even make any difference. I'll tell you what, let's change colors. I'm tired of this. Let's go to something bright. Let's go to sunshine. How's that? Is that sunshiny? Watch. This is B, and this is Q plus 1. You guys paying attention? No, doesn't sound like it. All right. It says find. Did I do the right one? Yeah, that's right. Find B. Little b is what we're trying. It's only one B here. So find B. Now look, they tell you some other stuff. I'm doing 15. It says they tell you that A is 15%. Okay, they tell you P is 12. They tell you F is 688. And they tell you Q, that's a Q, is 24. You don't even have to know what this stuff stands for. Okay? They tell you everything up here, don't they? And you just have to solve for what? For b. Now watch. Instead of plugging all the numbers in right now and trying to get b by itself, because look, it's not like they're just asking to solve for a. If they're just asking to solve for a, I would plug and chug. I'd plug everything in and then figure out what a is. But I want to solve for b. Before I throw the numbers in, let's solve for b without the numbers. Okay, let's do it algebraically, and then I can plug and chug and put stuff in here. So how am I going to do that? This is really not that hard at all. B's on the bottom. Where do I want it if I want it by itself? I want it on the top. So how do I put it on the top? Multiply this side by b, multiply this side by b. You see that? Now, I don't want BA. What do I want? I just want B. So how do I get rid of this A? Divide it right. Okay, divide it by A, so come over here and put that on the bottom down here. That's all there was to it. 2 little steps. Multiply by B, divide by A. That wasn't hard, was it? So let's write it a little bit nicer and cleaner. What is it? 2PF over what? We'll put the A first. Is that all right? A Q plus 1. So now I can take these numbers. See? I didn't stick the numbers in first and then try to do my algebra. I did the algebra first, and now I'm going to take these numbers and I'm going to chuck them in here and see what I get. So B equals 2 times P, which is 12, times F, which is 688, over A, which is, now I don't put a 15 in there. What do I put? 0.15, okay, because it's at 15%. So I put 0.15, and then Q plus 1. Well, what's Q? 24. Can you just do that in your head? Just make that 25. Is that all right? Because 24 plus 1. Now, this stuff right here, chuck that in your calculator and see what you get. All right? And that's all you do. Does it make any sense? So I think it's easier to take this, manipulate it, get B by itself, and you get all these variables. The math was a lot easier just with the letters, don't you think? The algebra was easier with the letters, and then I can throw the numbers in, and then it works out real nice. We talked about this when you take physics. It's a lot easier to take a long equation, solve for the variable with all the variables, okay, before you throw the numbers in. Don't throw the numbers in first. I remember learning that in college. I don't think anybody taught me that in high school, so there you go. What is it? 40 what? 403.2. Okay. I'll trust you on that one. All right, that's what it is. All right, that's enough of that. So if you need a if you need a credit card talk, go to that lesson and you can be inspired.